you mentioned Povetkin there, and it brings me up to Dillian Whyte, who we want to talk about. Dillian Whyte obviously should have a fight coming up soon. He hasn't fought since the AJ fight. AJ undercard where he fought Marius Vac. Awful performance.
Oh, horrible performance.
Really bad performance. I don't know if I give credit to Vac or take away credit away from Dillian Whyte.
I think I give credit
to a
bit of both. Yeah, because that's the most fired up I've seen Vac in years.
Yeah.
Like, considering he was stopped by Bacoli and he lost to Arthur Spilk of all people.
Yeah.
As well, considering that, to do a performance like that.
Dude, he's actually looks like one of those, I don't know how to explain, like, is it a Neanderthal? I don't know if that's the right word. I interviewed him and everything's just big. Head's massive, arms. He's not a normal human being.
No.
He might be only 6'6" or something, but he's not normal. He's a huge man.
It's like he's wearing a football helmet.
Honestly, he's a huge man, honestly. But Dillian Whyte, it looks like it'll be either Povetkin or Ruiz.
Ruiz, I think, seems
Ruiz
like
doesn't want it.
war.
Yeah, both of them are saying the other one's running away from the other. I don't know who I believe, to be honest. This is boxing. Povetkin then, happy?
Happy, yeah, I'm happy enough with that fight.
Yeah.
I do think that if we're talking Povetkin, maybe say 2 or 3 years ago, maybe pre-AJ, I'd probably give Povetkin that fight, to be honest with you. I think Povetkin, he's slowed down. I think his punch resistance is gone a little bit, because Povetkin, prior, obviously Anthony Joshua and Klitschko, 2 very big punchers, but when you're getting hurt by Michael Hunter, and obviously Michael Hunter's not feather-fisted, it does kind of make you ask the question, is it starting to go? Is the punch resistance going? Because let's not forget, Povetkin, he is 40. He's pushing 41 now.
Yeah, and he's off the PEDs.
He's off the PEDs.
So he's a normal human being now.
And we noticed the difference in Povetkin.
And you know what it is as well? He's Michael Hunter's a small heavyweight, obviously, coming up from cruiserweight. There wasn't much size difference.
No.
Povetkin's a small heavyweight compared to these fucking giants now.
A very small heavyweight.
Yeah, these guys now are massive.
I think Povetkin has been fighting heavyweight since he was an amateur. Proper, dead set heavyweight. Whereas Hunter's floated between heavyweight and cruiserweight. Povetkin, that was never an option.
Yeah.
So I think he's more acclimatized to the division.
That's true. He's a natural heavyweight.
Natural heavyweight,
Yeah. And I'm not too impressed with Dillian Whyte, if I'm honest with you. I know people. I'm not. If I'm honest with you. I mean, the fights he's won, I think he looked fantastic against Chisora, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
But then in my head, I still say to myself, but Chisora's lost 9 times. That's what I say to myself.
Yeah.
And then I look at the Oscar Rivas fight. He was hurt in that fight. Joseph
Parker
put down in that fight. So when he's fought the top, or the guys that are unbeaten, or guys in the top 10, obviously we know AJ put him down. Parker was close. Don't get me wrong, he won those fights.
He won them.
But we're not talking about him running through guys.
No.
I feel like, I know people have him as like a top 5, top 6 heavyweight, but I think anyone between 6 and 15 can cause Dillian Whyte problems.
That's a massive problem.
Yeah.
And
so Povetkin might be old, but he's going to cause him problems.
Povetkin, anyone who can counter punch well on the front foot. That's why if Andy Ruiz, and I've made videos on it, I said it before, if this was the Andy Ruiz, pre-AJ, before we got all that money, I'd pick Andy Ruiz every day.
Yeah.
Every day over Dillian Whyte. Obviously now we don't know. He's got his money, he's got his Snickers, so he's a happy boy.
Yeah.
Does he really want
big
it?
Happy
Who knows?
Boy as well.
Yeah, big happy boy at that.
Big happy boy. What was the weight again? Was it like 300?
Like 280 something.
You know.
And I think prior to that, his pro debut was the heaviest, so he literally went back to his pro debut, like the weight to heavy. I've never seen anything like it. And all this talk about new Andy Ruiz, slim Andy Ruiz, and
that was clearly Photoshop photo, wasn't it? They tricked us all. That photo with Michael Hunter was Photoshop, no doubt.
There's been a few times where he's done that. I'll never forget when he was, I think, before he fought Parker, we saw this video of him like going to touch his toes, and he looked like nothing. He looked like a cruiserweight.
Yeah.
And then he weighs in and he's out like that.
Trick. Yes, he's definitely getting someone really good photoshopping that shit.
Yeah.
But it'd be good to see what Dillian Whyte can do. He's not going to get a world title shot in 2020, but they obviously want to chuck him on pay-per-view, so he does need to be a big name. So I think it will be Povetkin, and then maybe Ruiz after. Maybe Ruiz does need kind of something to ease him back in. New trainer as well.
A new trainer, yeah.
So it'll be easy to see him. So I think Dillian Whyte, Ruiz, summer would be very, very good.
I wouldn't be at all surprised if they put Andy Ruiz in with the winner of Charles Martin versus Gerald Washington, because we're seeing that on the undercard of Fury Wilder, which I think is actually a good fight.
What, Washington Martin?
Yeah, I think it's a decent little scrap.
Washington was actually out in Saudi Arabia with Ruiz. It was his chief sparring partner because of the size of him.
You were going to get,
Washington very comparison to AJ,
a good sparring partner like that.
Yeah, you can see how he would be.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. And Washington, someone like that, he will box you on the back foot. Like, that's kind of his whole game.
I actually didn't know who he was. I have to be honest with you. He walked past me and I was like, who's that?
I was like, who is that? Not a familiar looking guy.
No, this is it. No, he's just a big dude. But I thought he must be a boxer. Then,
Yeah.
oh shit, that's Washington.
The other thing is, if someone like Charles Martin walk past you, straight away be like, oh, that's Charles Martin, the guy who walks there like a god.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. But he's trying to get himself back in the mix, so we'll see. He obviously had that fight against Kanaki.
Yeah, that was a good fight.
Very
and
good fight.
If you think of their common opponents, and Martin done way better, done like way better than Gerald Washington did.
Very, very good fight. And I think Ruiz winner makes sense. I like the way he fought about that one. Matchmaker.
Matchmaker, there
I
you
like
go.
the way he fought then.